Greetings, Jeepers. Today we're going to do some oil pan and timing cover gasket work. So we'll step you through that in a moment.
We have the engine up on an engine jack here, and it'll make it a lot easier for the oil pan and timing gasket install. And I'll show you guys all different parts and tools you're going to need to install the gaskets properly. So here's the physical timing cover, the oil pan, the two gaskets. So this long gasket right here will go around this perimeter right here for the oil pan, and then this gasket will go on the timing cover. And here are all the different bolts you need. So you need these 4 bolts to attach the timing cover to the oil pan, which will go through these holes. And there's 4 of them, and 2 of them are longer and 2 of them are shorter. And I'll show you why they're different sizes. There's also these 4 nuts and 4 lock washers, which will hold on the timing cover on these studs. There's also these 16 smaller bolts here, which will attach the oil pan into these holes going around the perimeter of the engine block. There's also these 4 bolts right here that attach the timing cover to the engine block as well, which go through these 4 holes right here. The first step with the gasket install, you have to make sure you install the timing cover gasket first, and install a timing cover first before you install the oil pan here, because it's very difficult to attach the bolts that connect them together if you do them the opposite direction. So I'll take you down to the timing cover and we'll get this all gasketed up. So before you install the timing cover onto the engine block, you want to make sure you replace this seal that goes where the pulley's gonna go. So you just take this one out like that and make sure to degrease this, and then we'll put the new one in. Just use some WD-40 degreaser. Quick shots. And then with the brand new seal right here, we will install it with this spring right here facing outward, so towards you guys, and just stick it in and push it in, which might be a little bit difficult.
Looks pretty well seated, I would say.
We just used a 2x4 and a trusty old hammer and just smashed it in. So here's the dry fit of the timing cover onto the engine block, and the timing cover just goes like this, and the oil pan will go on next, and then they'll connect with these 4 bolts right here. And it's critical you put timing cover on first, because they connect together, and it's very difficult to connect them together if the oil pan is on first. We use Forma gasket number 2. As you can see, it is non-hardening, and for this application, for the timing cover and the oil pan, it works the best. So make sure you use Forma gasket number 2. And first we'll just spread it along where the gasket's gonna sit first. Put the gasket on top next, and then we'll finish it off with more seal on top of the gasket, and then we'll place the timing cover onto the engine block. Get started right now.
Yeah, I never know if you should put both on the gasket too.
Well, I think you will.
Well, you know, I think we should just put it on there. I think that's enough. Put it on there, and then we put it on the...
We did what Ron does is you put it on the gasket too.
Okay. So you're gonna put this on there and then put it...
Yeah.
But not both sides.
He does both sides too.
Okay. Okay, if he does... Looks good to me.
Oh, we should have done bottom. This way. So we've got both sides with gasket sealer on them. We're just gonna stick it on to the holes. That and start putting some bolts in. So we're putting 4 lock washers and 4 nuts on these studs. There's 3 on this side and there's 1 on this far corner right here. And then these 4 bolts just have 4 bolts with lock washers and nuts. It's the same process now. We're just gonna add the number 2 forma gasket onto the oil pan here. And the same process as the timing cover.
As you can see, it's a bit of a messy job, but just pretend you're a kid playing in mud. Make some fancy swirls. Cover up everything nice and relatively even as best you can. Now we'll get some gasket sealant on the gasket itself.
Mix up. Make sure you line the holes up.
Yeah, you gotta line the holes up. That's always a good idea. And here we go, a little more mucking.
Oil pan commences. I'm just spin around stuff before all the holes line up.
There's the old sump hanging there. We replaced that last winter. The other one was all dented. Okay, you line up the front ones.
With these longer bolts here. First one, make sure you always do these 4 bolts first, because I've done it before and it does not work the other way around.
And there's 2 longer ones that go on the outside, and 2 shorter ones in the inside. The way it's makes room for it to thread.
It's a very small gap, so both has to be pretty small right here.
So now we'll tack on a few in the back side.
Just to hold it. We're snagging a few bolts here, just around the outside here, and then try to get the rest now. Only 16 done. Another 14 to go.
So again, you can see this is a bit of a challenge if you're laying on the ground.
But when the engine's just hanging there, you can spin it around. It's pretty easy. Or easier. As per the manual specs, it says to torque it to approximately between 10 and 15 foot-pounds. So we're gonna just set it to 15, a little bit less, just so we're safe and it's nice and tight.
Complete, and that's how you do it. It makes it much easier when you can spin the engine around. And we'll probably just take a little bit of this excess, run our finger over that, and then just take some of the excess off.
And there you have it, the timing cover and the oil pan gasket job is complete, and we'll have to see if it leaks. Probably make another video if it does. Thanks for watching.
Had to fight and misbehave, had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way.